know what kind of animal this is? That's right, it's a seal. This one is called Flipper. Flipper is catching a fish. Into the water he dives, into the big tank. This is where the seals are kept in the zoo. Have you ever gone to a zoo and watched the seals swimming and diving in the water? It's fun to watch them. Listen to the seals barking. These seals are also called sea lions. Maybe the name comes from the sound they make. How gracefully they dive and swim. Look at Flipper jump. What is Flipper doing now? See him climbing the rock? His hind feet are much like paddles. They're called flippers, and that's where Flipper gets his name. Here's the word, flipper. Let's say the word together. Flipper. See, his front feet are flippers too. Of course, flippers are more useful for swimming than for climbing. Now let's watch the man feed Flipper his lunch. See him catch the fish? Do seals always eat fish? Do they all like to live near water? Well, we can learn something about seals by watching them in the zoo. And here's another way we can learn about seals, by reading about them, just as Davy is doing after his trip to the zoo. Davy has his favorite book of zoo animals and several other books that tell about seals. In one book, Davy read that there are different kinds of seals. In another book, he read that Eskimos hunt seals to get meat and fur. And he learned where seals live. Here is a place far away from the zoo, far from the land. This is a rocky island in the Pacific Ocean where seals have made their home. Do you see them moving along on the rocks? Many seals live here together in a group. A group of seals is called a herd. In the herd are grown-up seals and baby seals all together. Listen to them barking. Look carefully. See the mother seal and her two babies? Davy learned that mother seal is called a cow. Baby seals are called pups. The big father seal, mother and baby, make up a seal family. The seals that live on this island are a larger kind of seal than the ones we saw in the zoo. These are also called sea lions. The father seals are very large. This one weighs as much as a horse. The hair on his body is called fur. We write the word like this. Let's say it together. Fur. Because seals have such thick, warm fur, men sometimes catch them to make seal fur coats. The father seals are called bulls. Into the water go the seals. Watch them. Splash, splash. Doesn't that look like fun? Into the ocean they go. Did you ever swim in the ocean? Did you ever write this word? It's swimming. Let's all say it. Swimming. But seals don't swim just to play. They dive under the water and catch fish to eat. They can keep their heads above the water even in the big waves. That's another word to remember when we read about seals. Waves. Let's all say the word. Waves. That's the sound of the ocean waves. Yes, seals are good swimmers and pretty good climbers, too. See that? Here's a big bull seal trying to climb a steep rock. See how he lifts himself with his strong shoulders and front flippers? Do you think he'll make it? Up, slowly, up. Watch. There he goes, right up to the very top of the rock. Yes, the rocks are a good place to lie in the sun. On the rocks, the mother seals watch over their pups and care for them. Let's watch this mother and her pup. See how she carries him in her mouth? Of course, she doesn't hurt him. There, into the water, little pup. You see, Mother Seal is teaching her little one to swim. Down he goes, but Mother Seal stays close and watches him carefully. He's learning to paddle his way about. Wait a minute, not too far now. Don't go too far from Mother. There, she'll take care of him. Don't you think the little pup is doing well? Look at him go. And now, that's all the swimming lesson for today. Mother gets out first, then she picks up her pup. And he's safe on the rocks. And now he can find a nice dry place on the rock, and then he can lie down in the warm sun and stretch his little flippers and take a nap. Does this pup seal remind you of a puppy dog? Now the little pup's fur is drying out in the warm sun. This big bull seal is taking a sunbath too. Look at him scratching himself with his flipper. These seals are scratching too, just scratching and resting. Yes, everything is quiet in this part of the island. Oh, but not here. Look at all the baby seals. They found a shallow place among the rocks where they can practice their swimming. Does this remind you of the way children play in a swimming pool? Look at them playing about. Do you think they're having fun? Here come two good little swimmers. Maybe someday they'll be able to swim just as well as these full-grown seals. Look at them dive into the ocean. That's another word we can remember. Dive. Let's count these seals as they dive in. There's one. There's two and three. Dive. Now, let's all say the word together on the next dive. Are you ready? Dive. Yes, diving and swimming and finding food in the sea and lying on the rocks and taking care of their babies. These are some of the things that seals do on the rocky islands where they live. Wouldn't you like to read more about them in your books? Davy has learned a lot about seals from his books and from his visit to the zoo. Davy is thinking it will be fun to tell his classmates what he learned about seals. You can tell about seals, too. Could you tell about a herd of seals and where they live? Remember some of the words we use to tell about seals? This word? This word? What did we learn about mother seals and their pups? Can you tell how baby seals finally learn to swim by themselves? Maybe you'd like to make up a little story to tell or to act out. A story about a seal called Flipper. Maybe you'd like to draw a picture of a seal or make one out of clay. It'll be fun to talk about Flipper and the other seals we learned about.